What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Okay.
You're like laying down.
Okay.
You
That's
okay?
what I look like when you guys went to Canada.
Did you build your Lego yet?
My Lego? Oh, no, I did not, but I have it sitting right here.
Then you gotta build it.
It's the new one, so it'll pair well with my current one that I have right here.
No, we were debating, and I was like, no, I think he has this one already. I was like, this is the new one. Like with that.
This is last year's livery. I have 2023's livery because there's still some blue in it.
Yeah. I was just saying, that one's all. I want more mini ones.
I still have to build mine. Oh my god.
So you can scan them. I don't know if we could scan them on the Target app, but you can scan them, like the barcode, and it'll tell you what car you have.
I did see that. I think that's the Lego app you can do as well.
Oh, okay.
I think you can scan it. All right. Well, off of that minute-long opening
About Legos.
Classic.
That's not an Owen opening. That's perfect.
That's an Owen opening right there. Yeah. I still have my Captain Rex Star Wars helmet to build. That'll go right next to my Stormtrooper as well.
Oh, yeah, you still have to develop that one.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Underground Circuit Podcast. This is episode number 114. We have probably a shorter one for everybody today. There's not a whole lot happened, honestly, in the news world, and also we only had an IndyCar race to talk about.
But that IndyCar race was wild.
It was wild. I had yet again another wedding to go to this weekend. So did Casey.
I was like,
yeah, we both had a wedding to go to this weekend. So I don't think either of us watched the full race.
I started watching it live when I was getting ready, but then didn't finish.
Okay.
So no, I did not finish.
I watched the 30-minute recap. So this will be probably a bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Things have been crazy lately. We've done a lot of cool stuff, so it's good. But as always, we are starting it off first with our meme of the week.
Yes.
Casey, would you like to go first or me?
I can go first. My hair was just super naughty for a second. 1 second. Let me change I can go first. So mine is actually about IndyCar because there was the whole fiasco with Nolan Siegel and his radio and the apology or statement that our McLaren put out and they made Nolan put out. So this is my meme of the week because this is who they're trying to turn into the villain of IndyCar. Little old Nolan Siegel. He literally can't even hurt a fly, and they're trying to
that is good.
Make him seem like he's Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter. Like, I swear, they're...
What?
But yeah, that's literally on my meme because people kept posting this and being like, this is who you think the villain is? Like, this is who you think's being rude or vicious? But, yeah, that's my meme of the week. I didn't look and see if that was talked about at all during IndyCar media. I could see that being something they were not allowed to ask about, but...
Probably, yeah.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's so stupid because it's like, I'll say to you I'll say to everybody listening what I said to you when we were talking about this. I didn't know what he said at first, and all I saw was his, apology.
Yeah.
And I was
You expect the worst.
I was like, wow, did he use a slur? Did he get caught, somewhere outside of a race saying, something horrible? And then come to find out, he's just cursing during the race. And he's just an angry driver, which is understandable. He's driving at 180 miles an hour.
That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure I say the same thing when I'm on the road,
right?
Alone, or when I stub my toe against my bed or the dresser. Like, I am also mean like that when something happens. Yeah, it was the measures that they've taken were way too far, especially because it's been talked about a lot, and our McLaren was kind of getting a lot of criticism for this because their principal, Tony Kanaan, is on Twitter almost every race weekend, but most recently against Scotty Mack, going back and forth, and there was no
apology needed
nothing
for that.
Yeah,
it is insane to me, and it was blown way out of proportion.
Yeah,
and there's no need for a kid who is driving, like I said, like 180, 200 miles an hour, putting his life on the line.
Yeah.
And he gets angry, and it's a sport, and he curses. There's no need for them to be like, you got to push out an apology. No, fuck. If I was Nolan Siegel, I would have been like, fuck him.
No. It's the fact that they made him put a video, and then there was the text Instagram story as well. Like, that was ridiculous. I do love that he finished the best out of all the 3-hour McLaren drivers this past weekend. I do love that he was the one that finished the highest. But, it was a little dramatic from...
way out of proportion.
Our McLaren. But, that was my meme of the week.
A bug. Yeah, to my left, and it's really... I can just, see it out of my peripheral, and it's annoying the shit out of me. Yes. Poor Nolan Siegel. But yes, that is not the villain of IndyCar.
No. That's literally the farthest thing from...
Yeah.
And, the best part is, I don't even think Scotty Mack retweeted it and was like, we talked it out. It's okay. Scotty Mack didn't care. So that's why people are like, did a sponsor get annoyed? Did Penske actually complain? Because, he literally says, and tell Penske to fuck off. Which, there's a lot of people that don't like Penske, so there's a lot of people that probably would agree with what he said. So
probably.
But that was the meme of the week. So up next is Owen.
I think this is just fucking hilarious. And I listen. Anybody who listens to this show or just knows me in general knows that I'm a Lando Norris fan. This is just fucking hilarious, though. Mm-hmm. I think this is genuinely funny, and it's literally, for our audio listeners, it is a captioned picture that says the Lando Norris era, and it's Oscar Piastri standing over what is Pepe the Frog with the spilled lunch and the Lando Norris haircut on top.
And an orange shirt and black.
And an orange shirt. I just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that it's a picture of Oscar looking down. Yeah. I don't know if it's a picture. I don't know if because it's Pepe the Frog dressed up as Lando Norris. I think it's fucking hilarious.
The hair really sells it.
The hair does it. The hair, is the cherry on top. It's beautiful. It's fucking hilarious. Genuinely, anybody, if you're listening to this on audio, please switch over to YouTube and just, watch this portion of the episode because of this meme. It is, you have to see it in person. It is fucking hilarious.
I was whoever drew the shirt on, colored it in.
It's so good.
But yes, that was our meme of the week. Meme of the week. Meme of the week, yes. Stop highlighting and clicking our notes.
Sorry. Fidgeting.
Where's your fidget spinner thing?
I have my popper right here.
Okay.
I did tell
Is it the Liberty Bell?
I wanted a new cube for my birthday. Yes, it is the Liberty Bell. I don't know where I got this from. I genuinely have no idea. This happens a lot with my fidget toys. It's literally just appears on my desk, and I have no idea where I got it from. I don't know who gave it to me, how long I've had it. You asked me, I've had this since I was a kid. And I know that's not true, but I don't know when it popped up, so I've had it since I was a kid.
Okay. And that was show and tell. Yes, weekly news. There's only a few things. First thing, James Vowles, everyone's favorite team principal, has signed a new long-term contract.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely perfect for Williams. Why are you going to make any changes? The man is clearly making improvements on all fronts within the team.
It's working right now, so keep it going.
It's working a lot. And then this upcoming weekend, we have some rookies driving during FP1 in Austria at the Red Bull Ring because it's a normal FP1, 2, 3 qualifying. So as of now, I don't believe we know anything else. I'm going to go to our good old friend, Terry, because he's always quick with posting. If
He
anyone
is
else is,
fast with it.
me, I just want to see. Okay, no. So I don't see anything else. So right now we have that Alex Dunn for McLaren will be driving in Lando's car for FP1 in Austria.
Right.
And then Dino, again, is sitting in Charles' car for Ferrari during FP1, which that means after this, Charles is done. So, and then Lewis has to do 2 because they each have to
Yes.
do 2 this year. So,
Yeah.
Charles is completely out of the way and done, and that's over with, which I think is a good getting it out of the way before the big upgrades come and like the European season fully kicks in. Yeah, I think it's smart. But yes, so I'm sure there's going to be more because it's like it's a track they all have driven so many times. So like I feel like it's the perfect. It's like one of the. It's like where did they just all do it before? Spain or no, not Spain. I forget where. Where they all Bahrain.
Oh yes, Bahrain's a big
Bahrain was
one.
where we had a lot of our first ones, or Barcelona, because they all do so much testing there and stuff. So, but yes, that was our weekly news. It was gonna be quick, like we said. There really has not been.
Not a lot.
No, and I feel like I'm jinxing ourselves because we are getting into like the busy part of the season before the summer break and before silly season. But I feel like there's things that may be coming. I mean, did you see that video from Valtteri Bottas?
Of course I did. That is, I genuinely, and it's only because it's Valtteri, I can't determine if it's like an actual tease or if it's him just being fun.
Yeah, well, I think someone on Thread says he might have posted something similar with Audi and was like, I'm not getting my hopes up again because obviously it's not Audi, but that one was a little like too on the nose, like with the wording and stuff. I would love to have him back on the grid full time, but yeah, that's really, like I said, the only piece of weekly news. But I feel like that stuff's coming, like the Cadillac seats are coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, silly season is making its way. Not gonna be like the last 2 years. Hopefully, we don't have that many changes.
That's a knock on wood right there.
I probably really just jinx us, but yes, pints and pit stops. I'm gonna do so bad.
Pints and pit stops. So for people who are unfamiliar with pints and pit stops, this is our trivia game that we play throughout the season. And we just recently started doing it for both F1 and IndyCar. But obviously, this past weekend, there was no F1 race. There was IndyCar, though, the XPEL Grand Prix. And at Road America, thank you. I wrote 5 questions down for Casey to answer as quickly as possible from this race. If you watched the 30-minute video recap.
I watched the full race.
You watched the full race. Okay, so you should know this. You should be able to get it then. But as always, I will ask you the first question, and then I will start the timer.
Okay.
Hopefully, I think you'll do fine.
I feel like this is going to ruin my average.
I feel like you're going to do okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What Prema crashed on lap 5?
Callum Ilott.
What color was Alex Palou's car?
Red for Solo Cup.
Who led on green after Connor Daly's crash?
Foster.
Who retired for their second race in a row?
Joseph Newgarden.
Who caught a beer from the fans to celebrate his podium?
Santino Ferrucci.
All right. 2196.
I think I got the first 2 wrong.
2196 is your gross time. So, first question. What Prema crashed on lap 5? You said...
Callum Ilott.
Callum Ilott? It was not Callum Ilott.
Yeah,
it was Robert Schwartzman.
Because I remember seeing a Prema later on in this race, and I was like, wait, who was it? I could not remember.
Second question. What color was Alex Palou's car? The reason I asked this, it was because it was different than his normal red and yellow.
Well, yeah, because it was different from the pit crew people, too.
Right. And you originally said red, which is correct. I had written down red and white, but then you said for Solo. So I'm going to give you that one because that was the corporate sponsor for it.
It was the American sponsor ever.
I saw someone post, it might have been might have been James Coker
Yeah,
saying, like, you missed an opportunity here to, like, line these up and, like, put, like, 10 in a triangle or something. Like, so that one, yeah, I liked that card, but it was really confusing watching the highlights today because I was like, where the fuck is
you're
Alex
looking for
Palou?
the. Yeah, then you see Scotty Max, and you're like, wait, is that Scotty Max?
Yeah, why?
Alex Palou? Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Who led on green after Connor Daly's crash? I don't remember who you said, but I know for a fact.
Louis Foster.
Louis Foster. It was not Louis Foster. It was Christian Lundgaard.
Oh, okay, I should have known.
Who retired for the second race in a row? You were correct. Joseph Newgarden. And who caught a beer from the fans to celebrate his podium? Santino Ferrucci. So all in all, you went 3. You went 3 and 2.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. So let me just write this down real fast. 21.96.
Louis Foster led off on like the first caution. I think there were so many cautions at the start.
I know.
There's a lot.
So, leaderboard, head over to the leaderboard. That brings your fastest time remains the same, probably will be forever with a 15:43.
Never touching that.
And your average time, I don't know if this is an up or down, goes to a 22:88. So,
I think I went up a little because I think last week I was at 21, but
you ended up losing a second off of this time. So you went from a gross 21:96 to a net time of 20:96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Not bad. Good work. Before we jump into our race recap for the XPEL Grand Prix at Road America, we first want to tell you about our friends over at Furious Motorsports. If you guys have not heard us talk about this before, which I hope you have, they are the coolest, best, most awesome motorsport jersey, motorsport apparel company in the world right now. They make awesome, sick motorsport jerseys in all sorts of styles, in all sorts of drivers and tracks and iterations and everything, and they're the coolest thing ever. I love them. Casey loves them. You've seen us wear them before on the show. I have my Lando hockey jersey. Casey has her Charles hockey jersey. I have my Verstappen baseball jersey. They have a whole bunch else. My wife just bought a crop top. It looks great. She opened it up the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that looks
so nice.
Awesome. Like, it looks very good." They're amazing. It's a great company. We're so happy to be working with them. What that means for you guys, our listeners and our fans, is if you use the link in our social medias, you can get taken to our link tree, which then will take you to our portal, our website for Furious Motorsport, which automatically applies a 10% discount on your order. It's also the best way for them to know where you came from, why you came to the site, what you're ordering, stuff like that. It's the best way to support the show. You can use the code Underground10, which is spelled the same way as the name of the show, but we do recommend you use the link method. It's just easier. It automatically applies to 10%. You don't have to think about it whatsoever. It's just there. It's done. You're saving money. You're getting cool apparel. You're letting them know who you're coming from. We thank you for clicking on the link, going over and everything, and supporting us in that way. And thank you to Furious Motorsport for...
And they keep adding new drivers. Now you can get Hadjar.
Yes.
Bierman, Antonelli.
Yeah.
More and more coming.
They are... I love... One of my favorite things, and this, like, rings true with, like, apps and everything, but it's, like, continued support and, like, continued just, like, work on the product.
Yeah.
I love, and it's, like, so happy. So it's, like, one of my favorite things is getting emails from them being like,
something's coming.
This is what we have coming soon. Yeah. And I'm like, yes. Like, I want to see it. Like, give us all the cool shit. So, yeah, I love it.
They're pumping out the new ones, too. There's been a lot of new ones this year. But yes, Road America. It was the longest racetrack on the calendar for IndyCar. The least amount of laps, but because it's like an F1. There's
the 55 on the lap counter threw me off for a second.
I was like,
what the hell?
I was like, is this a sprint race for IndyCar? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Here? But it was over, I think, 3 miles of track, which some of the laps I was like, yeah, this is long. Like,
it's a long track. Yeah.
Especially by the end when like they were stressed if Alex Palou and Scott Dixon were gonna run out of gas, and like they were like, are they gonna be able to go one more lap? Are they gonna be able to keep going? But yes, obviously Alex Palou won, so it continues with there only being 2 winners for this entire season. I really thought we were going to get someone different. I thought Scott Dixon was going to do it. I know it's someone different, but it is the same team. It is still Chip Ganassi, but
Yeah.
they like cut him at one point during the long one. I don't know if they did in the 30-minute by the end, and he looks stressed. Chip Ganassi.
Who, Chip Ganassi did? That I can imagine. I mean, it's such a long it's such a long track, and obviously your guy who's won pretty much every race this season is in the lead, and it's like, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna like coast across the finish line? Like what?
When I was watching it today, I posted, I said the fact that they were so stressed about Alex Palou and if he was going to run out of gas. Meanwhile, he's still going on his cooldown laps.
Yeah.
Like he did a full cooldown lap and drove himself too. Meanwhile, they cut to another part of people on the cooldown lap, and there was like 10 cars on the side. They all ran out of gas.
Yeah. The man is doing. I'm literally. He has learned wizardry and is like drew a pentagram around his car one day and summoned some dark black magic.
Yep.
To make this thing unstoppable. I mean, even like same thing. Like we're so concerned that he's running out of fuel, but yet his gap just increased by like 2.2 seconds. It's like I'm pretty sure it went from like 3.1 to 3.5, like 3.3. And I'm like, what?
At one point near the end, they were like, if he does another lap in the 148s, we know he's saving fuel. And then he goes, it's like a 147. They're like, oh, well, okay.
Never mind.
He's not saving fuel. But yeah, I mean, he's just literally the race was more than halfway over, and he was in the top 10, like near the bottom of the top 10. Yeah. And I was like, how the hell did he win this?
How the hell did he? It's
because he was stuck at the beginning behind.
He was fighting Pato at the start.
Yes,
and I love that battle. The whole start of the race was great because it was like
it was a good one.
Like all like off the rip, but like nobody really like nothing major happened. Like you had Malukas go off at the start.
And
that was really it. And it was great passing. It was great racing. Like a lot of good side by side racing
battles.
And the fact that Alex Palou, like you said, somehow from top 10 with like 20 laps to go or whatever it was, and winning the race. Has won 6 out of 9 races.
Yeah, because Kyle Kirkwood's won the rest.
Yeah, and it's literally him and Kyle Kirkwood are literally the only 2 winners in IndyCar right now. I mean, it's like IndyCar as a whole has to love it because not only is it like you're seeing this dominance from Alex Palou, which is like going to draw eyes because it's like unheard of that he's doing this.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's not like their MaxVerstappen wins where he's 20
exactly
ahead. It's like he's fighting through the field.
Yep.
There's still good racing. Even midfield battles and like battles for second, third, fourth, like all that stuff are still very good battles. So it's like IndyCar as a whole has got to be like, we love it. Keep doing what you're doing out there. Like
he even like escaped. There was 4 or 5 cautions, like 20 laps in, and like he escaped all of them. Not to change drivers, but we do need to mention how David Malukas spun off at the first lap, ended up in the gravel, and finished 7th.
Yes.
Pretty damn good. It was a good day for the AJ Floyd because that's Santino Ferrucci too. But yeah, that was they were even impressed with David Malukas on the broadcast. They're like, he should have been out probably at the beginning of the race, and he was able to get back out and kept going.
Yeah. I mean, that is like just having the tenacity to go out and do that and everything. And like you said, just mentally recover from that. Not that like his spin out like wasn't really his fault. Like it was just like first lap racing, anything can happen in there. But like for you to be like, all right, it happened, whatever, let me get back out there, and then finish 7th. Like that's amazing. That's insane.
Yeah. It was really good. The double overtake on Kyle Kirkwood from Alex Palou, Willpower
yes.
was so good.
Again, it just like goes to show like he's
yeah.
on something else right now.
And
Like,
Alex Palou played it correctly because Willpower is the one that gets in front of Kyle Kirkwood first, but overshoots it and goes off. So then Alex Palou's like, okay, and just sneaks by both of them.
It was a perfect wait for your moment kind of overtake. Like it was like literally, like you said, Willpower makes a late lunge, doesn't put enough brakes on it, you know, goes off, and then Alex Palou was like, there it is, and then like goes right through, and you're like, oh my god. Like,
well, I think Will Buxton even said, I don't know if they played this in the race in 30. He at first he was like, Alex Palou is just relying on the other people racing too hard right now.
Yeah.
And that's how he was making up positions, Alex Palou.
That's
but yeah, it worked out, I mean, obviously perfect for him. Penske, whoever is Penske's voodoo doll, I know people don't like them. I know they're easy to hate in all areas of motorsport, but my goodness, they've literally had such bad luck since they got disqualified from the qualifying at Indy 500. Like, that is exactly when it just turned around. I think Scott McLaughlin was the only one that didn't have an awful race, but he only finished 12th.
Yeah, it's between you had Willpower, who was just struggling.
He went off like twice.
Yeah, all on his own, you know. Yeah. And then you had the incident with Newgarden where he loses control and you know, slams the rear of his car into the tire wall. And then McLaughlin only finishing 12th, you know, is just like, god damn, like what is somebody? You're right. Somebody has that voodoo doll.
There's probably a lot of people that have it.
Probably, yeah. That's probably why it's working, because it's like so many people are doing it.
Everyone has it.
But like they are just beyond struggling right now. And it's just like
they are not Penske perfect, and that's what everyone likes to call them. Yeah, they're not.
And it's like crazy. I like that. It's crazy that that's their slogan to me.
Penske
or like
perfect.
Their catchphrase, Penske perfect, because it's like, A, you have the whole cheating thing.
Yep.
B, you have the disqualification from the Indy 500 this year. And C, you have these like stretch of races where you're struggling, which is like not necessarily their fault. But also then like people are immediately going to be like, well, not Penske perfect. Like exactly what we're doing and being like, it's not Penske perfect. Like
they're just shooting themselves in the first with that.
Right. Like,
they're just doing it to themselves with that slogan. But I mean, when they're perfect, they're pretty perfect. So they easily can be 1, 2, 3. Anyone with all three of them.
When it works very well. Yes.
When it works, it's okay. But yeah, I know Newgarden can turn around. It wasn't even like he didn't even make contact with anyone. Like you said, he just went wide. Like he just lost the rear.
He went wide, and I think he just went too hard on the gas after going a little too wide and just lost it.
Yeah, but I mean that's 2 decent sized crashes from him 2 weeks in a row. So
which you do know he is like just like beating himself over.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I can only imagine when he's like, Stingray Rob's crash was scary. He went flying into those barriers.
Yeah, and the I don't know if they did this on the full broadcast. I can imagine so, but the highlights just cut to him just sliding along the wall.
Oh, like it did with Newgarden last year?
Yes. And it was literally like all of a sudden you were just sitting there watching some racing, and the next thing you know is you're watching this car slide along the wall, and you're like, oh, shit, like what the hell happened? But it is, I mean, crazy. I thought the craziest thing about that, too, is, again, AMR safety team out there in
so quick
seconds. They're out there, and they're in the cockpit of the car being like, yeah, you good? But him hitting the tire wall slowed him down a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, that really absorbed. Yeah.
And like I'm happy he's okay. Like I'm thrilled that he's okay. But yeah, it was just a shitty situation. And I was wondering like why he was so mad and like apologizing to the team. And it was just because he was coming up on somebody.
Yeah, he was. He was getting ready to make a move. I can't think of who it was.
I want to say it was Herta, but I think I'm wrong on that. But he just comes up a little too fast and then tries to like duck out of the way and then just ends up at like kind of with Newgarden just loses control.
Yep.
Ends up in the wall and just flies along it. And it's like, damn. Like,
No, they did the one at replay. Those photographers were so close to the wall. They
oh
like showed
yeah,
the slow-mo and they like literally jumped the other way. This is going off topic, but the race in 30 just cuts to the different laps. Like obviously
yeah,
just speeding up. So you can watch the full race on YouTube. The
yeah,
full race is on YouTube. It is so nice because it's like you hear Will Buxton being like getting ready to cut to a commercial, like it's on the broadcast,
yeah.
but you get
Hmm.
it's like it doesn't go to commercial. You get all the coverage. You get all the cars on track. So like it looks like during the broadcast when they went to a commercial, they come back, Joseph Newgarden's in the wall.
Oh,
Because you hear Will come back go, oh, I'm like, welcome back. Like Newgarden has just like lost the rear and into the wall, but right
huh?
beforehand. But it is hard because all you hear is the car. Like you don't, they're not talking in
Yeah.
during those commercial breaks, quote unquote. But yeah, I did like watching. I didn't realize they had the full race on YouTube like that. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think who. Well, we can talk about your fave, Christian Lundgaard, because I did think he was going to be on the podium for a really long
So
time.
did I. I thought for a second that he was going to be on, and then when I saw who I don't forget who he was chasing, but there's two things I want to talk about with this. A, it sucks that Christian like fell out like that and
Yeah.
lost, quote unquote, lost the race because of that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is actually about Kyle Kirkwood. His recovery to avoid Christian Lundgaard
Oh, it was
is
so good.
insane.
No, doesn't Lund? I think it's Christian and Herta, and then Kirkwood gets out of the way.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
And Christian and Herta doesn't even touch him. They just both run off.
Yeah.
And then Christian tries coming back on and loses it. But yeah, Kirkwood like
because it's Christian comes back on and then spins and like kind of goes in the opposite direction, like the way he came back onto the track, which was like, oh shit, like unexpected. Kirkwood takes it onto the grass, is like bouncing around on the grass for a good like 5 seconds, and then gets it back onto the pavement and keeps going. And I was like, even like Will Buxton and James Hinchcliffe, they were like, wow, that could have been really bad. Like that could have been
like,
awful for Kirkwood.
It's like going back to last week. It's like what Newgarden tried getting out of the way of Foster's. I think Foster was the one that was in that crash, I believe. But like it obviously ended bad. But yeah, no, Kirkwood's reflexes were smart there. Maybe that was like because Kirkwood's race engineer is Herta's dad, so maybe that was like a telepathy thing from the Hertas. So then he could tell Kirkwood, get out of the way. It's coming. But yeah, no, that wasn't. He did get out of the way a lot. Going back to the beginning, did they play this in the 30-minute broadcast? It was Kirkwood again with Will Power, because those two are just not getting along right now. And Will comes over and he's like basically being like, he needs a penalty, and they're like, yeah, okay. And the broadcast team was like, I mean, if he's going to get a penalty, you're going to get a penalty. And then I think Townsend Bell's like, yeah, and then you're going to get a penalty for a few weeks ago in Detroit where you literally lifted him and pushed them through practice. Like, they're
oh my God, yes. Forgot about that.
It's been Will and Kirkwood. They're just not getting along for
just
like
right always
now.
Finding each other on track and getting into like elbows out fights.
Yeah. But yes, Nolan Siegel had a decent race too. He just like laid low and took advantage of the what everything else was going on. I think I'm gonna look it up. I think Simpson was the biggest mover, but let me double check. Yes, Kiffin Simpson went from P23 to P6. So he was the biggest mover.
Wasn't he biggest mover last week too?
No, I think it was.
He's been biggest mover, I'm pretty sure, this season.
Yeah, I think he has, but I don't think it was last week. Let me find it. Also, Louis Foster shaved that mustache and then gets pole position.
Yeah. Get rid of it all then.
No, it's Christian Rasmussen, remember? And the 62 passes he made on track.
Oh, that's right. That's what I'm thinking of.
But yeah. And then we have to go back. We talked about this. Pints Pit Stops. Santino Ferrucci. Obviously, the cooldown lap, everyone's happening. Everyone runs out of gas, except for I feel like Alex Palou was the only person to not run out of gas.
Yeah.
So it cuts to Santino Ferrucci running out of gas, literally right turn one after the checkered flag. he's on the podium as of now. It's still his podium position. They did not take it away like they did last time he was on the podium, or they didn't take away the points, I should say. Yeah, and then it cuts. Well, they show, I think it's Rita's VK, and a fan's throwing him a water bottle, to give him water, and then they cut to Santino Ferrucci. Someone throws him a water bottle, but the cap comes off, so it all spills out. And then, I don't know if he yells or whatever, but then, they chuck a beer. He cracks that open.
I thought I heard somewhere or read somewhere that he yelled for it. That he said,
"Oh, really?"
Toss me a beer," or like, "Toss me a drink." I don't know. I feel like there should be a rule, like somewhere that's like, or like something in your contract that's like you're not gonna do something like that.
Yeah, well, like in F1, they would never do that, but like IndyCar and NASCAR,
totally see a person just also randomly tossing him a beer.
Oh,
just being like, "Hey, I got an extra."
But I like I said, I can also see him asking for someone to chuck him a beer. He just strikes me as that kind of a guy. But yeah, that was sorry, our mom's on one today.
Rare form.
But yes, so championship standings are updated, obviously. Last week it was Alex Pato Kyle. Now it's Alex Kyle Pato. I almost combined Kyle and Pato in one name. I had to stop myself there. I heard it coming.
That would have been good. I would have got you so good as well.
I heard it coming. So Palou has 386 points. Kirkwood is in second, with down 93 points, and then Pato is in third, down 111 points from Palou. And then Felix Rosenquist and Scott Dixon are technically tied, down 155 points. So, yeah, that's literally Colton Herta's P10 right now, and he's down 202 points.
That's disgusting.
From Alex Palou in first place. That's gross.
At what point? How many races are in the IndyCar calendar? Do we know?
Yeah, hold on. Have their schedule up.
Because now I'm trying to figure out the question that we were asking about, like what we were asking with Max a couple of years ago. When's the earliest Alex Palou can win it all? Especially.
Well, I think it's different.
Is it different rules in IndyCar? I still don't know like all the rules about IndyCar scoring and everything.
So there's 17 races.
17 races, and we're through 9. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's different because they don't ever normally crown. Because I think last year Alex Palou was also ready to win like whenever, and they didn't crown him until the last race.
Oh, so did they just wait until the last race? Oh, all right. So there's probably still a race though that will be talked about. It's like, okay, if he gets this, then from here on out he will be like the winner, but we're just not officially going to crown him into the last race. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
But yes, that's. I don't really know. Do you have anything else you want to add? That was his 50th top 5 career finish, Alex Palou. Also,
50th top 5 career finish.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. He's just. Cool. He is just on a burner again. I feel like we're a broken record when we say it.
He's so good.
He's so good, and he's just literally unstoppable right now. It's
also funny. It's like he took a vacation in the last 2 races after the Indy 500.
Yeah.
And it's like the first road course back, and he's like, yeah, I know I can win this one.
Yeah. This isn't an oval. I'm not like I'm not like a rookie winner here. I know what I'm doing on these road courses. Yeah.
And obviously he shows it, but yeah. They posted their fastest 3 sectors, and it was Alex Palou, Sector 1, Nolan Siegel, Sector 2, Alex Palou, Sector 3. So look at you, Nolan Siegel.
Okay.
IndyCar's newest villain.
Yes. I hate him for having that fastest Sector 2. He's the villain. He's the bad guy of the league.
He's the bad guy. But yes. Moving on. That's pretty much it. We're going to finish up quickly. We obviously have to give some race predictions. I did ask Threads as well. We got a few. Obviously, we're in Austria this weekend. maybe one of the prettiest tracks there is because of the scenery behind it. There's just
So
something
nice.
so nice. I also love the Red Bull Bull statue that's on the track. It's so cool. Yes, obviously it's a Red Bull Ring. I didn't look at the weather. I don't know where exactly the Red Bull Ring is at. Hold on. Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull Ring.
Oh, Spielberg, Austria. I've sang The Hills Are Alive about 4 times today.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I just immediately think of that.
Is that where that movie takes place?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's during World War II.
I know it's during World War II, but I've never watched it. So,
all right, weather is just sunny and hot this weekend in the 80s.
Look at that, sunny and hot.
Basically what we're dealing with. But yes, so some of the predictions on threads, I'll read them quickly. I thought there was more, but it's not giving me. Let me open up my phone. Hold on. Sorry. No, okay. It's not. So I just said predictions. Some people gave their good ones. Someone said my prediction is we'll get the best distance helicam shot on the calendar, and I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. 100% agree on that one. Yeah.
My prediction, and let's be honest, it's Delulu. Hope not a prediction. McLaren are going to struggle again, and Max is going to win, and no, maybe a Williams podium. So, I know.
It didn't get the Lulu until that very last second.
Well, we do know that Austria is the scene of last year's crime.
Well,
between
yeah.
Max and Lando. So, it's also track limits. Track limits always hits the most this weekend. Red Bull even posted the FIA document from 2023 where Esteban has 30 seconds of time penalties.
Yep.
I literally replied and said, rumor has it, Ocon still has a 10-second time penalty.
Still has it.
Yeah, still has it. But yes. Oh, wait, I did ask for more, because I asked how everyone was feeling about this upcoming race weekend. So I will read these ones, because there is a decent amount under here. So someone said, if I was a religious person, I'd be praying for a stray shower or two about halfway into the race.
Okay.
Wishfully hoping for a Charles podium, but try not to get my hopes up too high. That was Lindsay. I said I agree. Someone said, honestly, I've been so busy packing and planning for Silverstone, I kind of forgot there was a race this weekend. I was like, that's a good problem to have.
Yes, that is a very good problem to have.
Someone said, I feel like Max will win this one. McLaren's behind him, but this Ferrari upgrade will be interesting. Someone else said, I honestly don't have too much hope. It'll probably be a McLaren 1-2 or something, but I get the feeling that Max can produce something special here. Someone said track limits festival, and then someone else said Hulk in the points again, hope for a podium, fingers crossed, with the 4-leaf clover emoji.
That'd be sweet. I would love to see Hulk in the points again.
Yeah. But yes, so we will give our predictions. 1, 2, 3. I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna go. I think Max wins.
Okay.
Max wins. Well, I want to say, it is hotter than Montreal, so I don't think we'll see Mercedes on the podium.
True.
Max wins. Charles P2. Lewis P3.
Wow.
Let's do it. Let's hope.
Okay.
Maybe Delulu. The upgrades work. It pays off. And they can do it. Yeah. Max, Charles, Lewis.
All right. I'm gonna go with the reasonable pick, the safe pick.
The real one.
I'm gonna go Oscar P1.
Okay.
Max P2, Lando P3.
Oscar. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, kind of like my meme. I think Oscar is going to be the winner this year.
Yeah.
The way he's been driving and everything, I think he's going to be World Drivers' Champ this year.
Well, and I feel like the time is coming soon. I know there's so many races left, but I feel like the time is coming soon where they're going to have to choose.
Yeah.
I can't see McLaren letting them fight until the very end.
No. God, no. That is just asking for mayhem. Yeah,
because if Ferrari picks up momentum like they did last year, the second half of the season, the constructors could be in trouble. Or if Mercedes keeps the momentum up, constructors could be in trouble. So I can't see them letting them fight it out the rest of the season.
Yeah, they do have to pick one. I mean,
Yeah.
we're on what race is this? 8, 9?
I think so. Let me open up the new and improved app that people don't like.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love it, but
It's round 11.
round 11. Oh, wow. So you're even later in the season than I thought. I was going to say McLaren's got to make a decision by at least round 12.
Silverstone?
Yeah. It's got to make a decision by Silverstone. Who is your number one? Who is your number two? That you are confidently saying, we think you can win World Drivers' Championship. There you go. At this point in time, I think they're going to choose Oscar, especially if he does win. If he wins here and if he wins and podiums in the next 2 races, regardless of what order, I think they're going to have to go with him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was going to say I could see him winning both in a row, but if it's true Silverstone weather, we're seeing a Mercedes on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If it's cold and crappy at
we're seeing a
Silverstone,
Mercedes
which is true Silverstone, it's going to be that Mercedes is going to come alive.
It'll be Kimmy's first one. I'll say it now.
Well, that'd be crazy.
Watch it now come out. It'll be like 100 degrees.
Yeah, right? They're going through a historical heat wave.
They just went through an historical heat wave. And when you look up the temperature for how hot it is, it's only like 80 degrees.
The fuck?
Yeah, but I saw people posting like not a lot of the places and houses in England have AC because they don't normally need it because it doesn't get that hot.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, maybe even muggier than it can be here, like humid wise. So I was like, okay, I do get it. But like, I was like, meanwhile, we walk outside and you're literally burnt to a crisp. Like, you feel, you're sweating just breathing. I was like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But yes. Do you have anything else to add?
I have nothing.
Alrighty. Well, obviously, thank you for joining us for episode 114 of F1 Underground. I said the wrong name.
Wow.
Of Underground Circuit. We'll be back next week to recap Austria, and we will we'll do predictions for both the IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio and Silverstone. One of the best weeks I love a Silverstone race. There's so much fun with Silverstone, so I always get excited. And it's 4th of July weekend, so
yes, it is. It is 4th of July weekend.
But yes, so we'll be back. If you're in the Philadelphia area, check out the F1 Arcade for their watch party on Sunday for Austria. Head over to their website. You can always get tickets there. But yes, thank you so much. Please go give us a follow over on Instagram at Threads at Underground Circuit _, on Twitter or X at UG Circuit Pod, and TikTok Underground _Circuit. Like we said, everywhere you listen to your podcast as well. With that being said, I'm gonna go turn my air back on because it's getting hot in here.
Yep.
It's hot
Turn
out.
that air on.
But thank you so much, and we will see you all next week. Happy race week.
See you later, people.